Hey everybody, we are back with our second episode of Founder Formula that we are recording live here at Trace 3 Evolve, our technology and leadership conference. We've had one episode under our belt. We recorded one earlier, which was
fantastic.
Dynamite. Yeah. And we're about ready to do another one. But I wanted to ask you, so what do you think of the show so far? What do you think of the crowd?
So far, it is incredible. You know, the energy that Evolve brings to the table is it's incredible. There's nothing like it, and it's contagious. And if you are walking out of this elevator a bit tired or sleepy, there's an instant wake-up vibe that happens because everybody's just excited to be here. We also have a lot of incredible minds walking the floor.
Yeah.
Including our guests, whom we are about to announce.
Yeah, including our guests. And you're right, it's great. It's great because once a year, there's so many people that we don't get a chance to see live.
So true.
But here we are, once a year, at the end of September, beginning of October.
Yeah.
All the friends in the business, clients, the partner community.
For sure.
Fellow employees. So this has just been really great. It kind of increases the energy. So we're really excited to get going here. But so today we are joined by a founder who has 2 decades of experience in cybersecurity, cloud, big data, and machine learning. Before starting his company, he served nearly 25 years in the Israeli military intelligence, where he rose to the rank of colonel and led the cyber department unit of, get this, 8,200, which is an amazing number.
Wow.
Today he's applying that experience to protect how organizations manage and secure their data in the cloud. He is the co-founder and CEO of Sentra. Please allow me to introduce Yoav Regev.
Thank you very much to having me today. Great to be here, specifically for that episode, and of course to be here with the Evolve and all the Trace 3 people.
Yoav, it's our pleasure to have you. I'd love for you to share with the audience. Tell us about Sentra. What is the sort of the problem space that Sentra solves for, and why you started it?
Okay, great question. So first of all, when we think about Sentra and data security, it's about the business. And when we started the company, we thought about the business, and at the end, it's all about the data. Most of the biggest differentiation between companies is about how they can leverage the data they have and push it and be the best company in their space. And we are here to help them to move faster, to do better. And of course, we do that with the idea to know and to understand the data they have and to make sure they handle that in a responsible way. And that's the story behind Sentra. How to do it, how to take the data, you can leverage it as a big company, large enterprise. And of course, it's data security.
Yes.
And that was even before the AI booms that for sure we are going to speak a bit later.
Of course.
But let's keep it for the next chapter.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, Sentra is fairly unique in that it has 4 co-founders. Your role as one of the founders is the CEO. How do you divide responsibilities with the other 3, and maybe share a little bit about how the 4 of you came together and decided to kind of divide and conquer these responsibilities?
Yeah, perfect. So first of all, we know each other for many, many years, more than 20 years. We met in the army. We served together. We solved very challenging problems in the past. And when we entered the service, we decided that we want to work together and to solve one of the biggest problems that we have these days. So it was pretty easy for us when we started to speak about what we want to do, like to do it together. And about the roles, again, each of us came from a different experience. As an example, Ron, he is the techie guy.
Yeah.
He is the one that started to develop when he was 9.
Okay.
One of the first hackers, one of the best technological persons that I ever met, and I met many. So very easy, he's the CDO.
Okay.
He knows everything about technology.
Right.
Yair, he's the VP product. And again, huge experience. Just before Sentra, he worked for a large enterprise in the US, Microsoft, Datadog. He knows his stuff. And Asaf, he is amazing leader. He is the customer interface. It was very intuitive. He's the biz dev guy. He's our president that present us in many places. So it was very easy also. So the last thing that I could take is the CEO. So I took it.
It was the last job. Well, somebody's got to run the whole
exactly.
thing. Yoav,
someone needs to do it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, great.
I always said that the CEO is, like the other founders, they have only the fun part.
Yeah.
And the CEO, it's the fun part with some other responsibilities.
I'll say. Yeah. Sure.
Well, that must have been an incredible bond that you forged together on the battlefield. Like that's incredible. When we mentioned you spent over 2 decades in the military, do you find that there are lessons from those years that you embed in sort of your daily leadership and practice as a founder?
Sure. Yeah. Many people ask me what is the difference between the army and the current situation and the current position. And when I ended my service and I left the army, I thought that it's going to be a bit boring and the pace is not going to be good enough. And I can tell you what, I was totally wrong. And totally wrong, because it's amazing to see what's going on every other day. It's very different. And if I need to choose one thing, it's about resilience. So during my service, I learned and adopt like how is to be more resilient, how to understand like in a very complex and complicated situations. And the resilience is pretty great thing to take from the past, because as a founder, you have the same complex situations few times each day.
Yeah.
It's a roller coaster. It's something that you wake up in the morning, you think or you believe that you know what's going on.
Yeah.
But you're going to find that it's a very chaotic way, a chaotic world. And you need to handle that, and the resilience to understand what we should do, what you should go. Most of the people speak about the happy moments and the fun facts, but behind the scene, there's a lot.
Right.
Yoav, is that a characteristic that you look for in who you hire as well? Like I know it's hard to kind of really determine whether somebody's got that or not.
So most of the people that I really like to work with, it's about passion, not specifically resilience. I like that. When I meet people, I always said I want to see passion and winning. This is like the thing that I really like. I believe this is something that when you have it, you can be the best.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you don't have it, for sure you're not going to be there.
Yeah.
And that's the places I'm looking for.
Yeah. It's foundational. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's a huge intangible that you got to pick up on when you meet somebody. Before we move on to the question I was going to ask, in Israel, it's required to spend some time in the military. Am I right?
Yeah, it's a mandatory service.
Okay, mandatory service. But you went 20 years, so you went beyond probably what was considered mandatory. When your moment came to go back and become a civilian, or continue on. What went through your head? Were you really enjoying the service part of this?
Yeah, for sure. I always said we have like about statistically 80 years to be here on Earth, right?
Yeah.
So there is no time to wait. You should enjoy for any moment. And every time I take a decision, and specifically about myself and about the future, about what I do and how I act, it's about passion and to like joy.
Yeah.
And it was, for me, every moment in the military was like that. Very challenging to work with the best people and to see what can I achieve for the next step. So that was I did during that time. And in the moment I understand that now it is time to change.
Yeah.
I took that decision. And I'm very lucky, and it was great to have such kind of a great experience and great service.
Yeah.
Challenge. I learned a lot, and of course I gave a lot.
Yeah.
And now I use that experience for the next chapter.
Right. So you recently raised $50 million, from what I understand, just this last summer. Is that correct?
Yep.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
So talking about fundraising, Can you tell us a little bit about your pitch? Was it difficult to get that first round? Did the four of you have to get together and really work at getting that initial investment? Did it come easy? Tell us a little bit about that.
So first of all, during my journey, I could learn that everything I did, it's very easy. Everything that I didn't, it's pretty hard. So now I can tell you it's very easy, of course.
Yeah,
for sure. But and this is like when you speak about it, it looks like it was easy, but it's not the case, because always there is something. Again, you wake up in the morning, you don't know what's going on. However, when we started the company, and it wasn't so cool to speak about data security. It wasn't so cool to say, I'm going to solve that problem. It was much more cooler to speak about cloud security and such kind of things. And today, like in the last few months, maybe even the last 2 years, it's much easier. It's very cool to deal with data security.
Yes.
And during the last round, we were very lucky to be in the right place with the right technology. So I don't like to say it's easy, but it was very compelling to speak about the problem we solve. Because it's everywhere. The momentum, it's what's going on. Every organization in the world, they need such kind of technology and solution. We have the best technology in the market.
Excellent.
When the investors, they spoke with the market, with the companies, they could learn. So when you combine those things together, we were very lucky to be there in the right timing and to raise and to capitalize the company so we can move on and we can accelerate everything and to be part of the next chapter of data security.
Awesome.
Well, I mean, you're so right that data security is absolutely kind of the headline in the industry right now, and I'll ask you to kind of lean into that a little bit more, put your CMO hat on, and the reality is, great headline, incredible emerging trend, but everybody is vying for the attention and the mind share of the technology buyer, the budget holder. And that is, it's very hard to sort of harness that attention as a technology manufacturer. What goes into choosing the right message, or said differently, is there a specific message you want our audience to walk away with related to Sentra that you think really differentiates you in what is a very competitive space?
All right. So I'll split my answer to different bunches. The first one is a bit generic and not specific for Sentra. What I learned, by the way, it took some time, some failures, but to listen. Most of the people, including me, we like to speak.
Yes.
We like to talk. We like to share. And we feel that whenever we meet people, let's tell them that what we have, which great technology and such kind of things. And that's not the best way to be to get that attention. It's about to listen, to listen to the problems, to listen to the priorities, and to understand what the other side need. So this is the best practice that I learned, by the way, in the hard way, and that's very generic. On top of that is about Sentra, and if I need to choose one word for differentiation, is scale. In this data, it's about a lot of data. It's about AI that the technology need a lot of data, and we shine at scale. So every time we help organization to solve that basic problem about the data and the technology they need to adopt and the security they need and the privacy and compliance and many others. It's about data at scale, how to perform at scale. And we do that in the best way and with the best solution.
That's amazing. And it's great to have that type of focus. It makes it easier as the leading part of a conversation, scale, as you said. You talked about earlier about passion and winning, and for you, resilience. These are key words when you're developing culture. Can you tell us a little bit about how the four of you build culture, some foundational elements? Tell us about building culture at Sentra.
Great. So culture there's a few different aspects. There are some people that talk about culture, put some papers on the wall.
Yeah, posters. Yeah.
Exactly, all that stuff. I don't believe in that way. It's about how you behave. So the first step is to understand what is the right behavior for yourself, and people see that. You know, we have smart people. They see you and they understand exactly what they need to do. And again, number one, you start to hire the right people. As I said before, the passion, the winning. But on top of that, as a company, we decided to do two things from the early days. Number one is transparency.
Say that again.
Transparency.
Okay, excellent.
So the company, we are in a full transparency about everything with the company, with the people. Even I can give you one good example that I learned from someone. Every time when we have a board meeting, the week after, we show the same presentation to the company.
Oh, that's awesome.
Fantastic.
Everyone can understand and can be on the same page.
Yeah.
About the good stuff, about the bad stuff, about decisions, about everything.
Right.
So this is kind of a good example. When people see that,
Yeah.
they know that you don't just say that we are in a transparency environment.
Right.
No.
The board loves us. Everything's great.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, for
Nobody-
sure. No problem at all.
Yeah.
No, we have a few. So transparency. This is something we work. And the second one is about customer driven. So each of us, including me, I always tell to people, we are here. We are the assets that help the people that meet the customers. It can be the salespeople. It can be the channels people. It can be the customer success. It doesn't matter. People that they are the king.
Yeah.
We are here to help them to make sure they have whatever they need on time
Yeah.
to do the job. And if you go to Tel Aviv and ask the engineer, or if you go anywhere in the States and ask the people, should be the same answer. Yes, I can, like if someone needs me tomorrow night, I'll take a flight,
Yeah.
doesn't matter where and when, to ensure that they have, in that case, myself,
Yeah.
as part of the discussion, as an example. So this is something that we work very hard to ensure we have those, we have that culture.
Yeah. Customer
That combine
first.
that. Customer first, customer driven,
Yeah.
with a full transparency.
That's awesome.
That's what great companies are made of. Very reminiscent of pastry culture as well. That's how we describe ourselves. Speaking of clients and customers, is there a gratifying moment? I'm sure there are many, knowing Sentra and the quality of your technology, but is there one in particular you want to highlight you've had recently with a client and how you've been able to help them or their organization?
Yeah, for sure. Those are the best moments, and you know we don't speak a lot about those moments because always we speak about the problems and what we can do more.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
There's always a client who needs something
That's a good
next.
moment to speak about that.
Yeah.
So that, again, I'll take it to two different places. One, of course, when the company, they tell us, yes, you won, we are going with you. That's and of course when you do it with a big enterprise, one of the Fortune, those companies is a great achievement.
Yeah.
Yes.
However, even a better moment that one of our current customers, they have a problem that we solved, and that's the best moments. Like it can be a practitioner, it can be one of the executive. They call you and say, you know, last week, last day, this morning, we had an incident. We had a problem, and because of Sentra, we could solve it very fast. And they show you the evidence.
Yeah.
And show you the case. That's
Yeah.
the best moment because we founded the company for those moments.
Yeah.
To ensure the other sides get the value. By the way, hopefully none of them will need to use it, right?
Yeah.
Because we don't like breaches and we don't like
That's right.
problems.
Yeah.
However, this is the way of life. And when you see it, you know that you did something good, like you found something that really solve real problem. And that's the best moments.
Yeah. When you get a call from the client and it's on your phone, you're like, oh my gosh. And then here you are, you're
Exactly.
being praised for the
Yeah.
work that you and your team are
Who
doing.
knows what's going on?
yeah. 50-50 chance. Okay, so this has been great.
Yeah.
It's been really great chatting with you. Is there anything else that maybe any other advice you'd like to give budding founders? Anything we didn't discuss, Yoav, that you'd like to cover?
Yeah, for sure, there are many.
Okay, take your time.
Yeah. But before we founded the company, I met many people, and we are great culture in the tech environment, and specifically we have it also in Israel. It's a small place that we know each other, and I already always asked people like, give me some best practice. I would like to learn, and one of the best advices I got is move fast, or fail fast and move fast. And this is something maybe I want to share, because always are moments you want to say, maybe let's wait. Let's see what's going on. But I learned, and based on that tips that I got, is much better to act, much better to move on, much better to move fast.
Yeah.
And even though you fail fast, you learn fast and move fast again. And this is something that I believe this is the best practice. Very hard to do, by the way. I tell it to myself every other week, because it's very easy to say, very hard to do. But this is something that whenever you do that, you do the right thing. So that's my advice to others, because I got it from great people.
Yeah, going from your background where you probably had a lot of adrenaline and with the military, and then forcing yourself to move fast is probably a little bit of the same thing. You're experiencing some of that, and that's great advice.
Thank you for the wisdom. Thank you for your time and for your mind. It was really our pleasure to have you on our podcast and to get to know you and Sentra a little bit better than we already do. Thank you, Yoav.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure.
You're welcome.